Welcome to my channel. I know I took like a week off, but I needed a break, so welcome back. We're gonna go on a journey. This is one of my all-time favorite games, Journey, and I've played it a lot. It's one of the first games I ever got 100% on. I got 100% on a different console, so I have one achievement I didn't get on the PS4 yet, which, I mean, I might even get it while I'm playing today. But this game basically has persistent online all the time, and you end up dropping into game worlds with people you've never met before, but there's really no way to communicate aside from pinging, which I'll show you what pinging is later. I don't know, it's a really cool game. There might be a little bit of dialogue, but there's no voice acting. It would be text on screen. I can't remember. It's been a while. But I think it's all just visual.
Why don't you just play the game instead of talking about it?
Because I'm excited, and it's my favorite. I want them to understand why I'm excited. It's a very beautiful game. Santamonica Studios basically said, we wanted to prove that games are also an art form, not just a way to waste time. And I think they nailed it with this game. So, without further ado, let's go on a journey.
Good luck.
So, we start out in the desert. In the desert.
I can't hear you when you whisper.
We start out in the desert.
To the microphone.
I know. I haven't played this in so long. I'm excited to play again, alright?
You also haven't recorded for YouTube in a while, it seems.
It's been a while, yeah.
So I'm trying to remind you how to record.
I remember how to record.
Do you? Okay.
It's like a graveyard. So, another thing is, every time you play through this game, you're given a little dude, like these guys, which are just the best, and you get assigned a symbol. I'm not going to use the motion controls, I'm going to use the sticks.
You get a little plus sign symbol on your coat, is that it?
So yeah, you'll notice the runes and symbols all over my coat. That's because I've played through the game about a bajillion times. So when the first time you play this game, you have like one little stripe on the bottom edge of your coat, and basically the more you play through, the more detailed your coat gets. So yeah. So right now I have quadruple arrow thingies. So every time you play through, it also assigns you a new symbol, and that's what I was talking about. This is also pinging. So that right there is how you can communicate with people, because that'll show up on the edges of their screen. And you'll see that once we get a little further in. So it's a very simplistic game, and it's just so good. It's so good.
It's a beautiful game.
It really is.
Although right now it's kind of boring.
I mean, it's built. This is build up. This is suspense. The build up to a title page, I believe.
It's the hill before the roller coaster plunge.
Oh God, look at that. That's some wallpaper material right there. Love it. Love it. Alright, let's move on. Uh-oh.
Luna is intently watching this game. She loves it.
It's beautiful.
She woke up and everything to get a better view to watch your screen. It's funny.
So this is like a little graveyard. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you guys anybody. Well, I mean, everybody should have played this game by now, but I'm still not going to tell you guys anything. But that little beam of light you saw at the beginning is important, and you'll find out why a little later. Well, much later. At the end of the game, actually, but... So do a little climbing action. So, yeah, here we go.
So what's that magical light doing?
So it's gonna give me a scarf.
Don't you have a scarf?
You don't start with one. You have to collect the rune symbols to get one, and then the little ribbon creatures empower your scarf, which allows you to float. And it's just part of what makes this game so pretty, is the floaty, lofty atmosphere.
Having seen him play this a very long time, it's so cute to see how tiny your scarf is here.
Oh man, yeah. So
your scarf becomes like this huge long ribbon.
The more you collect those little runes, which I know where they all are, that's one of the things you have to do to get 100% completion, and you'll see the result of getting 100% completion in a moment. I'll show you the reward you get for finding every single rune in the game. And you don't even have to do them all in one playthrough. Like, you can go through this game as many times as you need to get them all, which I think is super nice, because it's one of those games that if you like it, you're gonna play it 1,000 times, which I have played it 1,000 times.
Well, that's really great to have replayability to a game.
Yeah, and just like the simple like acknowledgement that you've replayed it, like the changing of your cloak.
New Game Plus.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fact that you can tell between somebody who's new and somebody who's played a lot based on what their cloak looks like. I just think that's really cool. So here is where you get the reward for finding all the runes, and I'm going to grab it because I love what it looks like. And there it is. No.
What'd you do?
I have to
sit in it for a while.
There we go. Oh, they took it back. I was there too long. There we go. The white cloak. It also makes your scarf a little longer to get the white cloak, but the bonus of the white cloak is you'll notice when I fly, it kind of makes that trail of sparks, and the only way to recharge the red cloak's sparks, the little runes on the scarf, is to touch a ribbon creature. But the white cloak is like a veteran journeyer, so veteran journeyers regenerate over time instead.
Oh, so you can get to places that aren't close enough to the ribbon creatures.
Yep.
Okay.
But you can see right over here there is a rune, which will make my scarf a little longer.
It's already so much longer.
Yeah. So this area is the level select area. Once you get here, you can actually fast travel to any of the stages with those runes. If you finish, well, I guess they're technically rooms too, so I wasn't wrong. But if you finish the game, you can jump forward and grab runes that you missed by going there. Or, as we're going to do, we're going to play the whole game. Bada boom.
But you're on New Game Plus. You don't have access to like the last room right now, right? Or no, do you?
I do. Yeah, like once you beat the game, you can jump all the way to the last stage.
Oh, okay.
Well, the last stage is the longest stage, though, so it jumps you to the beginning of the longest stage. So the ribbon creatures also carry you when they get behind you like that.
Pretty.
You wake up all the runes, you gain enlightenment, and then you speak to the elder spirits. Now, I don't know the heavy details of the lore of this world, and I think that's by design, because even if you look online, there isn't like super in-depth details on what's actually happening. It's all based on the viewer, you know? It's up for interpretation.
Well, that's pretty.
So the way I've always interpreted that is that the light at the tip of the mountain is the source of creation in this world, and it requires travelers to reach it to keep the loop going. That makes sense. That's how I've always interpreted that, but I could be wrong. And then the travelers use these ribbon creatures and ribbon-based magic to aid in their journey. Oh, look how long that epic scarf is. Love this game.
You're not at epic lengths yet, though.
No, I'm not, but I'm just still, it's just like the flowiness of the game is just gorgeous. I love this game. I never get over how pretty it is.
Okay.
Oh, I'm also playing the HD remaster on PS4. That's, yeah, to be noted. This game originally launched on the PS3. It just looks so good on the PS4.
Not that it was ever
No,
bad
it
on
was
the
never
PS3.
ugly, but the PS3 just couldn't handle the sharpness that the PS4 has.
It is much crisper and
Yeah.
smoother. The aliasing.
Yeah. Aliasing. Alright, so I think we'll cross this area. This area is called the bridge. We'll cross the bridge. And, that's what we'll call the first episode, I think. 'Cause that's a good length. When I get all the goodies in this area, make my scarf real long. I might not get them all later in the game just because I don't really need to with my constant regeneration. Grabbing all the runes and getting a longer scarf is really important when you don't have the generation like I do, because it makes the longer jumps way easier to have more scarf to work with.
But if you disagree with him and you want him to get an amazing long scarf, leave a comment below.
You're gonna leave a comment, aren't you?
No.
Alright, I'll grab all the ones I can remember. It's been a long time. How about that?
I just really want to see how long the scarf can get.
It gets real long. It doesn't... Well, I'm not gonna spoil it. It gets real long. Do you remember the end of the game?
No.
Okay,
I
cool.
remember something like with snow.
Well, yeah, we're climbing a mountain. I mean...
Okay, I don't know if that's at the end of the game. That's just all I remember is snow.
Ah! Look! Another veteran! So, we can ping each other with our little circle. See if he'll ping back. Oh, he's trying to meditate.
And you're interrupting his meditation. He's dissolving!
Oh, he left. He was just here to get that. Yeah, so like I said, you can use level select to go grab runes that you missed, so he probably just showed up to grab that rune.
I was briefly devastated. I thought when you meditate, you dissolve.
No. So here is a secret rune, which gives you a little bit of lore, I guess, but it's vague. So there, City in the Wind. So you can see the little pings showing up on the edge of my screen, which means there's another traveler here. There he is.
So how do you compare games like this with games that have like really rich lore and high-res graphics? Because this has nice graphics, but it's definitely very low poly, simplistic, not realism.
Yeah.
What
do you mean compare?
So I think it was last year, Cuphead beat out Horizon Zero Dawn for like best art.
Yeah, I hate that, so I don't know. I can't.
You don't know how to compare
I
it?
couldn't answer it. I don't know what their criteria is for comparison, and I think it's dumb that that's even like those would even be in the same like category. Yeah.
Because this game is gorgeous, but you were just playing Destiny 2, and as much as I dislike the lore and like the construction
You're not
of that
interested,
game,
yeah.
but the environments and the worlds they build are honestly gorgeous.
Yeah.
The way everything is.
I don't think
interconnected.
it's fair to compare the two. They're not on the same level. Like
They aren't.
it's a different type of art. Like this game is gorgeous and was designed to be an art project basically by Studio Santomonica, which I want to point out, Studio Santomonica also made God of War. Just throwing that out there.
The other game that we love right now?
Yep.
Well, if you're talking about a gorgeous game, that is a gorgeous game.
That game is beautiful and incredibly violent, but you know, in like the best way. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it without finishing the bridge. I'm gonna try though.
It's violent, but there's no real blood.
Yeah, God of War is so good. I didn't record the new one just because it's really long. It's really long. I mean, I played.
Just about everybody on YouTube did it.
Okay. I just realized I missed a rune, so I'm gonna jump off the bridge and go get it.
Don't jump off the bridge. We love you.
I already did. I'm floating like a beautiful freaking sorcerer. There it is. I remembered that one at the last second.
That's okay.
I was about to leave the area and I remembered it. So there is an achievement for crossing without finishing the bridge like I just did. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, did you just get it, or?
No, I've already got it. I've got almost all the achievements on PC.
Not to not pay attention to you, but I'm not 100% watching your screen all the
Yeah,
time.
that's fine. So we're gonna get across the bridge here, and then we're gonna cut and go to the next episode.
Sounds cool.
So we'll get to the entrance to the next zone, and then we'll wrap up the first episode. We are going to play through this entire game. Now, it's not a terribly long game. I don't think it'll have as many episodes as God of War did.
Well, it shouldn't, dear God.
I mean, 19 isn't that many for a long play, though.
I guess. God of War isn't like...
You're going to come up here and meditate with
the
me, buddy,
longest
or...?
game, but you can usually finish this game in a couple hours.
Yeah. Like I said, I've played through it about a billion times. I don't know. I'm not going to wait for it.
Oh, like Ratchet and Clank, you can finish that game in an hour.
Oh, man, that...
At this point.
I finished
Which one is it, though?
The newest one on
Yeah.
PS4. I finished that game so many times trying to get the Platinum trophy, and there was one trophy that was just bugged. And then, like, my 8th time through, it was just like, oh, you got it now. And it's like, I didn't do anything different. Alright. Cutscene. Shh. Cutscene.
What, for all the audio? That's gonna... Okay.
Shh. The Elder Spirits, that's what I've always called them. Some people call them the Owl Spirits, because they kind of have like an owl
they
face.
do look like that.
Yeah. But they ping like we do, so I've always called them Elder Spirits, because I think they're just elder versions of us.
That's interesting. You're wrong. Because they're owls, obviously.
Clearly. Clearly. So that simplifies the creation of the bridge, which I actually didn't finish. I just crossed.
Easy, lazy construction.
I can fly?
It's everybody else's fault that they can't make it across the bridge with giant gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly.
And now the next area opens, and I'm going to walk up the stairs back there and load it, and then we're gonna call it good. Goodbye, my friend. So a lot of times when you transition between zones, you will be disconnected from the last person you played with, and it'll connect you to someone new. It is possible to play through the entire game with the same person, but not common. It rarely happens. And back to the Great Desert. So this is a secondary desert. A lot of people don't like this zone because it's very large and there's not a ton in it, but I really like it because I love skating on the sand. Oh man, this game is so pretty. Look at this. Look at how pretty that is. Love this game.
Oh no, your ribbon's clipping.
I fix.
You're just gonna tangle it around your
wrap
face.
it around my face. All right. Thank you for joining us for episode 1 and stretch number 1 of our journey to the light at the top of the mountain in the game Journey. Thank you for tuning in. Keep your eyes open for more episodes of this. We're going to play through this entire game. So, Make sure to like that Scrap Smash button. We'll see you guys next time.